Hey guys, it's Jessica, and today I've got my February favorites and flops. Let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so the first favorite is what I'm wearing on my lips today. It's not necessarily this shade that's my favorite, it's the entire line. And that would be the Wet n Wild Liquid Catsuit Liquid Lipsticks. You're hearing about these everywhere for a reason. It's because everyone is obsessed because they're like under $5. They've got a good amount of shades and they're just like this comfortable liquid lipstick. And when I had tried the Ofra ones that I fell in love with, the reason I loved them was because not only did they stay all day and they had amazing color payoff, but they were actually comfortable on the lips. Well, these are really, really similar. So the applicator is cool because it looks like a little almost chair and all the product is kind of in there when you swipe it on. And the shade that I'm wearing today is called Nudist Peach. I have 4 maybe other shades. I'll link the Wet n Wild demo and haul video that I did recently where I bought a bunch of these, swatched them, and I also bought a bunch of other good things that I've fallen in love with. But this is one that really surprised me because I thought it was just gonna be another, well, first of all, I thought it was a lip gloss, and when I found out it wasn't, I thought, okay, it's just gonna be super drying because it's really cheap. No, I was very surprised. It's very comfortable. Is it transfer proof? Honestly, yeah, because I just put this on maybe 5 minutes ago. No, probably like 2 minutes ago. And it's not even coming off here. So that's pretty awesome. I also have some red ones. I was wearing Missy and Fierce is what it's called. The shade of this that's like a red shade in some recent videos as well. I love this stuff. The next favorite is this highlighter, and it's from the brand Luna. And it's the Luna Baked Highlighter in the shade Calypso. I got this in a subscription box this month. The best subscription box I've ever gotten. Look at this. Isn't that ridiculous? I mean, it's just this, like the prettiest highlighter. I'm wearing it today and I'll show myself applying it right now. It's kind of this taupey, purplish highlighter, but it actually works on your skin. For me, I've got a little bit more fair skin and I always feel like highlighters like this would look crazy, but I can't stop wearing this. It's so soft, it goes on so quickly. You could build it up or not. I mean, even with one application, it's still nice and highlightery. It's so, so pretty. Definitely worth checking out. I now want to try a bunch more stuff from the Luna Cosmetics brand because this completely blew me away. And if you haven't seen the subscription box unboxing that I did, it was literally all of the boxes were amazing. And so I'll link that because there were so many things that just floored me, but this was amazing. Next thing, I'm trying to do my drugstore stuff at the front of this because I know that most of you guys are more interested in that. There's actually more drugstore stuff than high-end stuff in this time around, this month. Okay, next thing is this NYX eyeshadow base it's just in white. So today I put this on my eyes. I actually filmed a tutorial for this eye look, and if it's not up yet, stay tuned, it will be, and if it is, I will link it below. But I've been wearing this. I kind of toggle between this and the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Milk, both from NYX, totally different formulas, but the same effect where you put this on as kind of an eyeshadow primer, but the white color really amplifies any eyeshadow that you put on top of it. So I love this though because it's much creamier than the NYX. I literally have not had enough coffee. I might have to pause and go get more coffee. In fact, hold on, let me do just that. I've got a little bit left and it's all cold. Hold on. Can you guys see the steam? It's pretty awesome. All right, the next favorite, oh, I haven't finished talking about the next one. Oh my gosh. So this stuff is much creamier than the NYX Milk Pencil, which I like both. I mean, honestly, they both easily could be in this favorites video, but this is one I'd never tried. So I really, really like it. It's really creamy. A tiny bit goes a long way. This is going to last me forever. I think that they have like a nude, and when I say nude, I mean like beige shade that I think I would like as well because it would have to be similar to like Painterly or Soft Ochre for me from MAC, but much, much cheaper. So I'll have to try that out and let you guys know. Let's stay on the drugstore wagon. One that I did not like, and this is the L'Oreal 12-Hour Infallible, the Super Slim Liquid Eyeliner. Now, I actually really think the packaging is cool. I like that it's almost like a grip on the edge of this. And of course, L'Oreal is just really classy. I love L'Oreal. But I loved the felt tip. That is totally my cup of tea when it comes to liquid liner. Very, very pointed, but I just felt like every time I tried to use it, it's very black, and if I were using it on its own, it would be fine. But for me, I always layer mine. I put on a pencil liner, then a cream liner, then a liquid liner. Yes, I know it's overkill. It's just the way I roll. So when I'm putting it on, if I'm trying to put it on top of like shimmer or like a glitter, which I do quite often, I feel like it's not black enough to cover. And I don't really know how to remedy that. And I feel like some liners are just like that. And this was one that's just like that. So do I think it's a horrible liquid liner? Absolutely not. It's actually really nice. It bleeds a little bit, but most do. I mean, I'm talking a tiny bit. It's still black and it's got a great packaging, great felt tip. It's just not the best I've ever used. I love the Stila Stay All Day one. I'm still looking for a drugstore one that I love as much as that one. And I actually just ordered the Kat Von D one, the tattoo liner that everyone talks about. I'm curious to try that one. So I will have to let you know. But if you have a drugstore liquid liner that's felt tip like that you know is amazing, please let me know below. I know I'm curious. I'm sure some of you guys are curious as well. But speaking of amazing drugstore liners, this is a pencil one from Milani. I recently hauled a bunch of stuff, tried a bunch of it on for you guys. And this stuff, it's their Stay Put waterproof eyeliner. It's in the shade Linked on Black. First of all, again, packaging, total sucker for it. I love the golden black. It looks like the Urban Decay packaging, which I think is just so nice. Here's the thing. It is so incredibly creamy. Like, you like barely touch and it well, okay, that doesn't really tell you anything, but I mean, that's how creamy it is. It's so ridiculous. But actually, I think that was a good test because if you take like a liner that's not creamy at all and you did that really fast, wow. It would barely make a dent, if anything, and this is so creamy, it's just like glides right on. But because of that, it wears down so fast. I'm already halfway done with this pencil. I have never flown through an eyeliner that quickly in my entire life. But that's because it's so creamy, I have to sharpen it all the time. Now, the reality is, this is so inexpensive. I don't care that I would have to buy this a bunch because it is so amazing. So if you're just in an eyeliner rut or you want a really creamy pencil eyeliner and you don't care, I have a problem with spitting every single time I talk. My poor students, I'm constantly like, I'm sorry, I just spit on you. They're like, ew. Anyway, I love this stuff. I'm drinking the Starbucks caramel coffee. Oh my gosh, it is so good. I was such a snob for the Starbucks vanilla, and I've tried like the McCafe vanilla coffee and like a million other vanilla flavored coffees from like, you know, TJ Maxx has like tons of gourmet coffees really cheap. I tried so many and none of them are as good as the Starbucks vanilla. Like the McCafe one tasted like fake. I mean, it's all fake, let's be real. But that one really tasted like chemically and I was like, no, I think I literally threw that away. Side note, this is my natural hair. I mean, most of you guys know that, but I was wearing my hair like this to work the other day and one of my coworkers, a male, said that he liked my perm. I don't know why that tickled me to death, but it totally made me laugh. And my hair is certainly like breathing easy today and so happy that I gave it a break. So that is all good. All right, next thing, I'm sorry, this is so much Milani, but I can't help it. These products are so good. So the Milani Make It Last setting spray, I'm gonna make this really quick. Best setting spray I've ever tried. Do I think it really makes your makeup last longer? Maybe. But do I love what it does when you've got powder on and it makes it just sink into the face? Yes. And quick pro tip. If you spray it all over your face, a lot of people know this, but if you don't, spray it all over your face and then take a, I like a powder brush that's a little flatter for this, and I'll just kind of push it into my skin everywhere. I've even sprayed the brush and just pressed it into my skin where I was dry. And that way, A, it dries quicker. B, I think it does a better job of actually evenly being all over your face instead of just in certain areas. So just kind of a quick tip if you've never tried that or if you're nervous about setting sprays, spray it on the brush and just push it into the skin. I wouldn't say wipe it unless you're doing it really lightly because then you run the risk of kind of wiping your makeup as well everywhere. But definitely just pressing it into the skin totally works. But yeah, this setting spray, like me going through this much is a really big deal. Like truly, because I feel like I just don't use it as often as I used to. And now I'm like re-addicted to setting spray. And it has glycerin in it, so it's really good for spraying on an eyeshadow brush on an eyeshadow and getting like a really boom pigmented eyeshadow look that is not gonna move. All right, move on, Jess. Next thing, still drugstore, is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. If I sound like a broken record because you've watched all of my hauls and now I'm talking about my favorites and a lot of those things are in here, Well, it's because they're that amazing. But there are a lot of products that I'm still trying out that they're not favorite status and probably never will be from those videos. But this Photo Focus foundation is so good. And I've realized it really is best applied with a beauty blender. Just because, especially I've got dry skin, and this is one of the few full coverage foundations, just like my e.l.f. Flawless Finish. These two are both equal in my book right now as to how amazing they are. I love them both. Best with a beauty blender, flawless coverage, stays all day with a primer. I do think this breaks down. Same with the e.l.f. one. I think they break down if you don't have a good primer underneath. So that is something to keep in mind. Think about your skin concerns. Find a primer. e.l.f., all of e.l.f.'s primers are really good. Maybelline has good primers, but find a primer that's good for your skin type. So if you've got dry skin, find a moisturizing one. Oily skin, maybe find a mattifying one. If you need pore filling, find one of those. Then put this foundation on top. It's gorgeous coverage. It just looks so nice, even on dry skin. So, and I know I watch a lot of oily skin YouTubers that I love that also love this. So I really think across the board, it's a great foundation. And if you haven't seen it, in my Wet n Wild haul, I do a demo of me applying it so you can see it in action, but it's got this cool little paddle, so it's really easy to quickly get either on your hand or all over your face. We're now in high-end mode. I'm gonna start with like the middle of the road high-end. Oh wait, first, okay, this is from Blender Out. They sent me these a long time ago and I forgot about them. They sent me 2 colors. I passed one of the colors on to my friend Laura, but this beauty blender is ratchet. I need to clean this. That is gross. Anyway, it is this really neat tulip looking contraption. It's really easy to use. You can actually easily take it apart and it snaps right back on, but it sits on its own. They have like a maroon, like magenta one. That's the one I passed on. I liked the cream one, but it's got these little air pockets so you can put it in there. It even fits wet like this one and close it, and it kind of lets air get to it so it can still dry out. It holds it perfectly. I mean, it's literally made for the beauty blender, and I just like it. You can travel with it so it's not touching everything in there. You can just have it cute on your stand, like your vanity, whatever. It fits in drawers. I've just kept it in my everyday makeup drawer. Now, the one thing I've noticed, and I'll see if I'm sure I can find this online to link it, but the one thing I've noticed is it says it lets it dry out. I don't know, this is a really old beauty blender. I have a couple, but this is the one I've just been using this week. This one won't dry out, and I don't know if it's because it's so old, like is that possible? Or it's this, but I'm just noticing just across the board, this is not drying back down. So I'm gonna clean it. It might be time for me to pass this one on. So I'll have to get back to you on if it will let the other one dry out. I don't see why it wouldn't because enough air is getting to it, even on the bottom. So anyway, I think this is awesome. Totally solves a problem that a lot of us have where we don't know where to store our beauty blender, but we also need it to dry out. So we don't wanna, you know what I'm saying? It's a really good problem solver. Love that thing. All right, so now into more high-end, if you're curious. This one's kind of middle of the road. This is from TheBalm, and they sent me a whole bunch of stuff a long time ago. This is kind of one of the things that really stood out to me. You guys know a lot of the things that I try, I'm sent. It doesn't matter if I'm sent it. I'm going to tell you if I love it or if I hate it. Companies that send me things know that about me, so it is what it is. I've had companies stop sending me things because of that. That's okay. Because the reality is, if I'm really dying to try it, I'll just buy it. But I always want you to know that. I like to say that from time to time to remind you that, you know, you can trust that I'm not going to just say I love something because it was sent to me. It doesn't really matter. This, though, I love. If you have a more fair, light skin tone, I think this is really ideal for you. If you've got a deeper skin tone, I don't know how well this would show up because this is, did I say what it is? It's TheBalm's blush. It's called Balm Beach. They're long-wearing blush. And it's just this beautiful light peach. And I've been waiting for them to come out with something like this because their Hot Mama blush is like, ba-bam. Let me show you some of theirs. So I have a bunch of their blushes, and so they have Cabana Boy, which is really, for me, a lot. It's one that, I mean, I have to use the lightest hand in the world, so I don't like using it. But again, for a deep skin tone, it'd be amazing. Frat Boy is a little bit better, but it's still really bright. Down Boy is one that I've loved forever. Oh my gosh, I've loved this one forever. This is actually a fresh new one they sent because anyway. But I really like this. It's more of just a mid-tone pink. But Balm Beach is like my prayers answered because for a light-skinned person, it's really nice. So that was a long-winded way to get around to that. So it's not one that you, well, I mean, it swatches really well, but it's, oh my gosh, I just love it. I'm wearing this today and I'll show you me applying it. It's just foolproof. You could just put it all over and it's still gonna look nice. And that's, I think, what I love about it more than anything. I'm not a makeup artist. I love doing makeup. I practice it all the time, but I'm not a makeup artist. So knowing that, I don't always like being super particular about where I'm placing it. So I love blushes like this. I'm totally drawn to these where I can just fluff, 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 and fluff it onto my face and I'm good to go. I don't need to worry about it. Whereas like with Cabana Boy, let me just swatch. Oh, I dug my fingernail into it. Oh, I hate that. Like this one would be gorgeous on someone with a deeper skin tone. So all of their blushes are really good. Their Insane blushes are good as well. But I have to say Balm Beach is just the balm. Next thing, I wanted to mention like every product from them, but I'm holding myself back because again, I don't want to sound like a broken record, and this is the standout product to me. But this is from Glossier. I did a whole demo and review video of like 5 products I tried from them because I was honestly, and you're probably gonna be the same, it was like total fear of missing out, plus curiosity about why is everyone obsessed with this Glossier brand, like what in the world is it? So I did my research, I ordered some skincare, now I'm wanting to order makeup from them, but I'll link that video below. This is their priming moisturizer. I use this every single morning because it sinks, it's totally a moisturizer, it's really not a primer. However, today I put on the Neutrogena Hydra Boost. I did a demo with that for another video, and I put this on beforehand and it's so moisturizing, it sinks into your face so quickly. And I love the packaging. It's like light pink faded into white. It's just, oh, I love their packaging. So shallow, I know, but I love it. But you can totally get away with not putting a primer on when you're wearing this, especially like I said, if you have dry skin, it's totally ideal for that. I still think, you know, oily skin gals, you still need to put on moisturizer in the mornings. And so I still think this would be good for you because you can put it on, it'll sink into your face quickly. Then you can put on maybe a mattifying primer, but at least your skin still has that moisture layer to it underneath that primer. But if you've got dry skin, you can totally get away with wearing this as a primer, but I do typically put an actual primer on top. But I love this stuff. I'll shut up about it, but if you're curious about more, I will link that video. All right, next product. I know I've mentioned this before in a favorites video, but it is what it is. And it is the Hourglass Arch Brow Sculpting Pencil. I'm terrified to run out of this because that means I'm gonna have to buy it again. This product is so good. If you are like me and I'll use dip brow pomade type products, but I need to have the time to do that. And in the morning, I just don't have the time before work. So this is the one thing that has been in my everyday makeup drawer literally since I've had it. And it's a more triangular pencil, which I like based on my brow shape because I can really quickly, I have it sideways and I can just go and then turn it to where it's like a line so that I can do the thinner part, kind of the tail of my brow. And this stuff is so amazing because you can quickly brush through it and it's done. I wear this alone virtually every single day. Any video you've seen me in the past 3 months, I'm wearing this. Pretty much across the board unless I say differently. It is the best. I travel with it every single time. It is foolproof. I don't even need brow gel. It is so, so, so good. The shade, I also love it's in the shade Ash. So if you're similar to me, you like a more cool tone brow that's not like dark, but it's also not super light. It's just kind of right in the middle. And you've been looking for that, you will love this, worth the money. Here's the thing, I've used it every day and I still haven't run out. I have this much left. But it's a very waxy consistency, so it's easy to fix. Like if you go outside your line, you just literally, I just dropped it, don't break it. But if you go outside your eyebrow line somehow, you can literally go wipe and it's gone. But once it's in the hairs, it doesn't move. So it's the perfect combo. To be quite candid with you, when I'm going through my products for favorites videos and I'm thinking about what to include, you know, there are a lot of things I love, but I choose not to include, whether it's because I've talked about them a lot or maybe it's still newish to me and I'm like, no, I should hold off and try it more. Whatever the reason, sometimes I'll just hold off because I think it's really expensive and I don't like to only talk about expensive products. This is one that I every month want to include, but I say no, like I feel like I've talked about it before and it's really pricey, but I can't hold off anymore. I have to talk about it again because it's that good. Next product, it's another Hourglass one. But again, this was kind of a rediscovered one for me. This is their Ambient Lighting Powder in Dim Light. And this got lost in my highlighters, so I moved it into my powder area of my collection because it's not really a highlighter. You can totally wear it as a subtle highlight and it's gorgeous, and I do that quite often. but it really is meant to be an all over face powder. It sets your foundation. It's really, really finely milled, meaning it's really thin. It puts a thin layer on your face. And it just makes the light that hits your face look so much more flattering. It's kind of like if you have a softening effect on a photo. That's what this does to your face. So I put it all over. Now, if you have oily skin, I still think it might be all right for you, but it's not really meant to like stop oils. It's not that kind of a powder. But if you have dry skin and you want something to kind of soften your face up, but you don't want to put like a straight up mattifying powder because you already have dry skin, this is the answer, I am telling you. It's so thin, so much thinner than my IT Cosmetics Celebration Foundation Illumination. I love that stuff, just like the Physicians Formula Youthful Wear that I love. They're both dupes for each other. They're amazing, but they are thicker because they're a powder foundation. This is just under that, and it's so beautiful. I forgot how much I love just putting it everywhere, and it makes my skin look like it's lit from within and softened, but not glittery at all. It's so good. It has to be in the shade Dim Light. They have this in the Trio, so if you wanted to get more bang for your buck, you could get that, because then you'd get some other shades to work with, but honestly, this stuff is so good. Next favorite is from Kevyn Aucoin. Kevyn Aucoin actually just recently sent me things, and I lost my mind because I love that brand, but this is actually something that I bought with my own money. This is the sculpting powder, and their sculpting powder is so famous, but for the longest time they had the shade medium, and I think that was it. So I own that one, and I've loved it, but it is just a little bit too deep for me, so I'd have to really work to blend. Well, they finally came out with a light shade, and when I found out, I was like, oh my gosh, buying it right now. So glad I did. I put it on, and I'll show you right now how I applied it today. I like to use a dense kind of stippling brush. This is one from IT Cosmetics that I'm using, but I feel like it does a great job of softening this and really blending it, making it look, like I said, softer, more blended, more like it's just a part of your face, a shadow on your face. But I mean, you can just use it as like a bronzer type shade as well. It totally works for both. It's so beautiful. I feel like every time I wear this, people say, well, your face looks different. It just looks really nice today. And I feel like it's always this, because it just kind of awakens my face, adds a little bit more dimension, but it doesn't look like I've got a strong contour on that I really worked that hard on it. And again, because it is lighter, it's a lot more foolproof. You don't have to be good at contouring. I am not good at contouring. So you don't have to be good at contouring to make this look amazing on your face. So that is the best and worst of makeup for myself, in my opinion, this month. I guess there was only one product I didn't like, but that's good. That means I'm finding a lot of products I do really like. I actually am holding off on you guys because I'm filming today a products I regret buying, disappointing products, products I hated video. So there are a few products I want to mention right now, but I'm holding back because I've got a whole video full of products I did not like. And I don't think I've mentioned any of these as products I really didn't like yet. So get ready for that. I'm also filming a products I've changed my mind about video. I'm so excited about the videos I'm filming today. So I hope that you enjoyed. Please subscribe if you haven't. Tap the bell if you haven't so that you get notified. Check me out on my social media up there in the meantime, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Bye.